Hey, it's a retro nerd girl. Just popping in for a look at the brand new trailer for Dune 3. I absolutely loved Dune 1. It was fantastic. Absolutely awe inspiring movie. I think they nailed so much about what was in the book. Dune 2 was a complete disaster for me. I hated it. And not to the point where I thought it was, it's definitely a movie that ranks if I had to rate it, it would be a 9 because technically it's gorgeous, it's wonderful. It's got all the grand things that you would expect in a Dune movie. I think the story was completely botched, and when I say botched, I mean completely wrecked. I'm trying to figure out, like, the whole point of doing this movie was to finally put on screen the things that were in the book that people have been raving for years about how amazing Dune is, how brilliantly it was written. And you have this incredible system of matriarchy with the Bene Gesserit that is like working their, if you would call it, magic, or and their skill to kind of manipulate things behind the scenes. And I felt like the second movie took away some of that power, especially by removing the scary element of, like, what you should not do is that you should not be drinking the water of life when you're pregnant, because then you get abominations like Alia. And I think this is where it gets to be like strange and unusual and wacky when you go through her story. It's a long story, but I'm just saying, like, there are some really key elements they screwed up, that was screwed up in the writing of that. And also Chani was written so poorly, and it was written under the lens of the modern age, and she should not have been, because she was supposed to be the example of a woman who believed she drank the Kool-Aid. She drank the Kool-Aid, and we were supposed to see what happens with her and her sacrifice. So I don't know how they're going to rework that and write themselves around it. It just becomes really taxing when you're looking at a story that you know is supposed to go a certain way, and it significantly goes in another direction. So people who haven't read the book, who are they think this is a brilliant movie and it's wonderful. And I was pissed. I was pissed when I walked out that theater. Um, and I was like, they wanted to change it for the modern age, so that way people wouldn't think that Chani was a doormat. And so I understand that, but it is frustrating, because this was the time that we were supposed to get the actual adaptation of the book that was going to be the most truest to the book. And right now, the TV series is actually the most truest to the book. And that is a low bar. That is a very low bar if the TV series has you beat on that. So those are my feelings about those two movies. Moving forward, I don't know how they're going to fix this. So the trailer has just been released. We're going to see how the trailer is going to affect that. Now, I know for most people, I always say the nicest things about movies, and this, I'm sorry, but Dune 2 really had, my panties in a bunch, if you will. It really ticked me off. But let's see the trailer for Dune 3 and see if they're on the right track, or maybe is it something I really want to keep investing my money into, to seeing in the theater. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. Make sure the volume's down low.
We have a girl. Oh, we name her.
Oh, so they're back together again?
Her name should be Ganima. She need to be strong, like her mother. What if it's a boy?
I would name him Leto.
Oh, that's sweet.
War feeds on itself. The more I fight, the more enemies.
I will say the visuals are always beautiful, always gorgeous, beautiful visuals.
I'm doing the best I can to protect my family. How did Father do it?
Your father never started a war.
Ah, he's back. So there's a new evil bad guy. Oh my.
I'm not afraid to die.
That is oh snap, I almost didn't recognize
I must
him.
not die. Yet.
So she's back on board, I suppose. Okay, so it looks like Chani's back on board, which is really great because and I don't know, like the gymnastics there they did to bring her back into the story. I see that Alia is also there as well. Let me see. Of course, like I was saying before, they have like just the most beautiful sets and scenery. Villeneuve's connections with you know, cinematographers and set designers is just impeccable. And this is just wonderful. I mean, yes, this is what I expect when I for Dune. This right here is what I expect. This is Princess Uralan looking gorgeous. I really would love to have seen her in more ornate dress because she is a princess and she is from opulence. I would love to see more jewels, more gemstones, more pomp and circumstance to her look. But she still looks great. Okay. So am I to take it that this is Robert Pattinson because he doesn't look like himself at all. That is remarkable makeup. Is this Robert? I just wow, that's crazy. That's incredible makeup. Wow, I didn't even recognize him. Wow, 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 incredible, incredible. And Dune Part 3 is also known as Dune Messiah. Dune Messiah, which is scheduled for release December 18, 2026. He will portray the main antagonist, Skytail. I don't know if I have the pronunciation correct. A shape-shifting face dancer from the Laxu. So that sounds exciting. Is definitely there's a lot of liberties being taken with the story here, and there's going to be a lot of terms for different characters. And the Laxu are as a group of beings that like to clone. So cloning is a big thing. So they like to clone people, and they like to like create like artificial life forms. And they all usually have like an agenda. This is one of the reasons why Duncan Idaho returns, being played by Jason Momoa. Who does he remind you of? He reminds me of Roy Batty, Blade Runner. So I don't know if they're going to use some inspiration from that, but he's what he looks like a lot like. But also kind of reminds me of the Dune 1984's version of the Harkonnens there. not so disgusting though, but they all kind of had that like brash kind of haircut like this. So, and no eyebrows for a lot of them too. Very good. I love this look. It's very interesting, very alien. Let's see what else. Of course, there's a war, and they're showing how savage the war is, and that's not gonna be that much fun. But sometimes you have to depict this on screen. And here's the moment. This is the clone of the Gola. Because of his closeness to the Atreides family, he keeps on getting brought back throughout the story. And it felt like Herbert was like, I really like this Duncan Idaho character. I'm going to just keep bringing him back, which is so cute, to tell you the truth. But Duncan Idaho is like one of those characters that is never going to die because they're going to keep on bringing him back. And every time he dies, they're just going to bring him back. Yeah, this is cool. I love, this is why I love Dune, the actual story from the books. They talk about all of the cool things I am all interested in. I'm interested in cloning and technology and biotechnology, that kind of thing. And they explore this in the books. Definitely. I don't know what they're gonna do, how much they're gonna explain in the movies, but I can't wait to see that. So this is looking like I may actually buy a ticket to see this movie. It looks incredible, production wise. It's got all of the staples in it of a beautiful cinematic storyline. In light of Timothy's, like, I would say Timothy Chalamet's personal life, which we really don't know, because all we get to see is kind of the image of his sort of celebrity life. His celebrity life is really tumultuous right now. I think some people like him, some people don't like him. He made some statements that people just like really don't connect to, and he's having a serious PR problem when it comes to his celebrity life. And I think very carefully that that is not going to affect this film, because the story is much bigger than him. And for people who love Dune, we're gonna go to see the rest of the story, right? Because we're already invested. We've already seen 2 movies. Even with me having such a big problem with the second movie, I still want to see this movie. It's got so much of the things that I've always wanted to see from the book in it already, and I really want to see how it plays out. I hope they don't mess it up too much. The part that I really need to see is anything with Alia in it. I think that's Alia. It looks like it's Alia. I hope I'm right about that. Alia is the one I'm really mostly interested to see, because her legacy and what happens with her is like a very, very dramatic part of the whole, all of the books. It's a very, very intense part, and it has to be done properly. And I hope we get a taste of this before we get like a Dune 4, which would be, I would say, Children of Dune, it should be. And what eventually happens to Mom, Jessica Atreides, and what eventually happens. All of these things kind of play into this sort of symphony that occurs in the books, that I hope they don't miss out on. They don't miss out on these things, and they don't change them to the point where it's hard to get the subtleties mapped out. Because this is really, I mean, we go from, I don't want to give away anything, but we go from Paul being this incredible, like, this guy that everybody loves, and then we get to Alia, who's going to be really running things for a while, but her mental state as an abomination, like, is some of the most poignant pieces of Dune, in my opinion. And I hope they don't skip out on it. It's very important. It's very important they get this right. So I'm looking forward to it. And look, Villeneuve as a filmmaker, intensely, wildly proficient. The screenwriting, we'll see if it works. I know they're translating a lot from the book, and they're trying to make things work for us to understand it in modern day, or for modern day people to understand this. And it's not always easy, so I'll give them some slack. But my hope is that they really nail it, and we can eventually one day get to God Emperor Dune. That a hope that we can. And we need of course we need Children of Dune before we can get to that. And it would be nice if we actually got to Chapter House too. That would be so sweet. But we need to take Dune one step at a time. This is just a teaser trailer. There will be more trailers coming out, but I'm actually pleased so far. I'm pleased so far. After the ending of Dune 2, I was very disappointed, but Dune Part 3 looks really great, and I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for joining me today for this. In the comments, please let me know if you are thinking about watching or paying a ticket to go see Dune in the theaters. What are your thoughts on the trailer today? Let me know. I would love your feedback. And YouTube is going to suggest another video for you. So if you could do me a favor and watch it, give the video a like, and all of those fun, cool things. If you liked it, you can also please do, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. That would be great. Hope to see you again real soon. Make sure to stay retro and stay nerdy. Bye, guys.